Welcome to Blogs and Articles. In this series, we look at blog posts, articles online, and news stories about love, marriage, dating, and relationships. I'll provide some coaching questions for exploration, as I would for a client who is in this situation. Then, I'll provide my commentary at the end of just being myself, unfiltered and unadulterated. Hi, I'm Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. Check out my links below if you're interested in working with me for group coaching or one-on-one coaching. The goal of exploring these blog posts, articles online, and news stories is to get insights from experts, promote greater self-reflection and self-awareness about your own behaviors and mindset, and hopefully allow you to become a more intentional and clear individual as you navigate love, marriage, dating, and relationships. I came across this really cool post in Psychology Today and definitely wanted to share it with you guys. So, why more people reach their 30s and 40s without ever being married? And in quotations, the subtitle is "Some women feel no one believes them if they say they enjoy being single." Just before I start, I want to say, as a relationship coach, mainly working with professional ladies who are 35 plus, this is something that comes up a lot where my clients will feel pressure from family, friends, work, just society overall to be partnered with someone. And if they're taking their time, or even if they're taking a step back doing some self-work, they will feel this constant pressure, even though they're not unhappy. It is very hard for people to believe them. So let's get into the article. Throughout much of the 1950s and 60s and 70s in the US, midlife, ages 30 through 49, was married life. Just about everyone was married or had been at some point. In 1970, if you were between the ages of 30 and 49 and had never been married, you really were unusual. Only 7% of midlife US adults fit that description at that time. Things are dramatically different now. As of 2020, 29% of midlife US adults have never been married. A report by Francesca A. Marino of Bowling Green State University has shown when you sail past 30, maybe long past it, and you have been single the whole time, the experience of single life is likely to be a whole lot different when about 3 out of every 10 adults your age are also lifelong single people than when fewer than 1 in 10 are. 14 years ago, when I interviewed a psychotherapist who had worked with many single women, she said that the years leading up to the age of 30 were often the most difficult for them. Even the women who were happily single had exasperating experiences that even today will still sound familiar. Some women feel that no one believes them if they say they enjoy being single. You're just being defensive. It is difficult to feel supported and affirmed in being a single woman at 30. The age of 30 still looms large for some single people who want to marry, and perhaps especially for single women who want to have kids, but not without a spouse. And yet, I do see signs that the goalposts are moving, and it is the age of 40 that now seems especially meaningful. For example, in several contemporary memoirs, women who started out fully expecting to marry and thought that staying single would be shameful came to realize that single life suited them. For example, one of them said, "It has taken me a very, very long time to realize that I'm probably single because I really like being on my own." Such revelations were coming as they approached the age of 40 or even 50. I've never wanted to be married, but when I started taking notes on single people, a first step towards studying single life and not just living it, I was 39. Even more impressive than the revelation memoirs are the memoirs of single people who own their single lives from the outset. My favorite is Couture Kendrick's "No Thanks, Black Female and Living in the Martyr-Free Zone." The appeal of single life did not come as a revelation to Kendrick at age 30 or 40 or 50. She knew it all along. And to her everlasting credit, she did not pretend to be interested in marrying or wanting children in order to seem more like the person other people expected and wanted her to be. That got even easier as she grew older. The great gift of aging is the ability to release yourself from responsibility for others' reaction to you. The relinquishing of such burden comes with an additional prize, finding people's disapproval or shock about who you are ridiculous. Some people live their best lives by being single. That's how they feel most authentic and most fulfilled. I call them single at heart. Once the concept becomes more widely known, people who really are most likely to flourish by living single will be spared the pain of thinking there's something wrong with them and of spending decades of their adult lives trying to be someone they are not. At the same time, people who are powerfully drawn to coupled life can continue to pursue that life path. Romantic relationship status will become something similar to a choice than a cultural mandate. There are constraints and obstacles in everyone's lives, some people's much more than others. So no one is totally free to live exactly as they choose, but an easing up on the cultural pressures to organize your life around a romantic partner is a big step toward freeing people to live authentically. And I thought that was a great article. So now I want to jump into some coaching questions that if you're listening to this and this resonates with you at all, that you can maybe reflect upon and see, where your stance is about being single, having been single, or if you are single at heart as described. So question 1, how have societal norms and expectations influenced perceptions about singlehood, marriage, and the age at which an individual should be in a certain relationship status? The should is in air quotes. Question 2, understanding your personal desires. What personal feelings and desires emerge when reflecting on the journey toward 30 or 40 years of age? How do these desires align with or deviate from societal expectations? Question 3, recognizing authentic life paths. Thinking about the concept of being single at heart, how does that resonate or contrast with one's experiences and feelings? Question 4, examining personal revelations. Have there been moments or revelations where the appeal of single life became more evident for some individuals? At what life stage or events did these moments become more prominent? Meaning, when did you have that aha moment about being single, desiring to be single, or desiring to be partnered? Question 5, evaluating external influences and authentic choices. In what ways might external pressures or societal narratives have influenced decisions around relationships and life choices? How might individuals feel about the idea of romantic relationship status moving closer to a personal choice rather than a societal mandate? So take your time, go through those questions again, reflect on them, journal about them, and feel free to leave some comments below about your thoughts about if this applies to you, being single, 30s and 40s. Love to hear back from you. Thank you for joining me today for this edition of Blogs and Articles. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Feel free to suggest other blog posts, articles, news stories, etc. related to love, marriage, dating, and relationships that you would like me to cover in this series. Thanks for tuning in today. This is Janelle, and I look forward to sharing some more great information with you next time. Check out my links below if you're interested in working with me for group coaching or one-on-one coaching.